Okay, it's 9:30, 2025, and I did a video earlier of Sorry Sorry, which is kind of a rough piece. Um, and today I'm going to do something a little more fun. Um, it's called The Wisdom of Fools. It was inspired largely by The Tick and a little bit by In Praise of Folly by Erasmus. Not that I know enough about Erasmus to really mm, pull a whole lot, but I tried to pull a little. So here we go. On the Wisdom of Fools, written by the sayer of words, thinker of stuff, meaner of things, braggart for hire, counterintuitive, first wizard of tomfoolery, ordained head of his order, and last of his kind, thankfully. Tom Wizardhurst. Hearken to a hoary host. On the Wisdom of Fools. I waste words because you know it already, but it gives me comfort to speak as if I know things, and so, like the wisest of fools, I do, and it does, and I am. Thus I find at least one thing in my lie to be true, because truth begins foolishly. Truth begins in lies. And people like you listen, because if you are anything like me, and you are, you know yourself to be a fool now and again. As a wizard, I am merely more consistently wise in my foolishness than most, such that many, much to my consternation, have extolled my wisdom and overlooked my most valuable virtues, my wanton foolishness, my sheerly scrutable inscrutableness, no matter how hard or soft you may scrute, my truly epic beard, my disconcerting tendency to do good things for bad reasons, and my frankly alarming willingness to say and do what others can't or won't, and my insistence on cracking jokes whilst doing so. See above or below. If you know yourself to sometimes be foolish and lost in the woods, it is a fool's errand to contemplate your footwear as a Buddhist, but it is the sophomoric peak of foolishness to mind your steps, because the steps make the path. When given the choice of foolish wisdom or wise foolishness, always choose wise foolishness. Be a sophomore, or a morosifer, or a wizard, or a wisely fatuous what have you. All can benefit from the wisdom of fools, and all are fools. Wisdom is rare, foolishness common. Ergo, because foolishness is so very common, most wisdom will come from fools. Wisdom is rare, except in foolishness. I've complained about it, but a statistician might call this a lesson on base rates, positive and negative predictive values, and error rates. And in a similar fashion, a philosopher like Wittgenstein might say something like, if people did not sometimes do silly things, nothing intelligent would ever get done. But for a wizard, such things are mere foolishness. As a wise fool once said, those are my principles, and if you don't like them, well, I have others. Groucho Marx. In closing, your hoary host is unlike Wolverine in that I am not the best there is at what I do. But what I do best is very nice. Prime abducer of abjuring transmutation, walker of the non-contiguous yet forked yet circular path, twister of words, psychic and sensitive, nuller of nulls, Tom Wizardhurst. Rates negotiable, barter encouraged. Have a good day.